And Korean weapon now is not only, I mean, Korea now is a top production technology in the world, in everything: medical, weapon, airplanes, missiles, all kinds of machines, phones, you name it. You know, like the top phones in the world is made either in USA, which is used to be made in China, Apple, or Samsung, which is made in Korea. The rest, they don't, they cannot really uh, compete that much. Let us see. Korean now, they are making even fighter jets. Very, very advanced ones. Yeah, this is Korean. Actually, I remember I went to a temple because I wanted to see this Buddhist temple, and I recorded them. I have the recording on my phone. I should load it, and I noticed that they pray literally like Muslims, literally. It was the first time for me maybe to go inside a Buddhist temple. Those are Korean. Yeah, in the temple, I was going to tell you. Uh, I was going around the temple, and then I saw the electric meter. Electric meter. I could not believe that this electric meter. I was looking like, what is this? You know. So if you see how the electricity, how the wiring, how the machines, you will not believe it. I mean, America looked like a village. Literally, when it comes to technology, we look like a village. Those are Korean airplanes made in Korea. And now they are competing with American production because, when you buy an airplane from America, you have to prepare a lot of money. But you can buy an airplane, which is good. For sure, until now, the American airplane is the top. But you never know. They are going there. They might be able to beat the American, maybe sooner or later. Even North Korea is is scary with the production of weapon compared to all. I mean, Japan, they don't even have weapon like North Korea. And North Korea is a very poor country. Korean are very smart people, and they are very hardworking people. Yeah, and they have like some kind of bombs, which is kind of strategic bombs. They can be equal to nuclear, missiles. So from a country depend on USA for protection to a country now they are selling weapon to everybody around the world. India buying from them, Europe buying from them, Poland buying from them. I think Germany too. Uh, their technology is getting very powerful, and this is always actually any country, any smart leaders. If you depend in somebody else's protection, that means you're a fool. Like now, if somebody attack South Korea, they don't care really if Americans support them or not. They can defend themselves. Easy. But just maybe 15 years ago, they cannot. So the development of technology and etc. in Korea went so fast, and I believe the same will happen in Ukraine, especially after this war. They learned their lesson. They were begging for an emission. They are begging for help, and everybody fought at them, and everybody treat them like dogs. We will give you, we will not give you, and if they give them, they put conditions where they can use them. Like even when the American they give weapon to the Ukrainian, they told them you cannot shoot at Russia. You can shoot only in the land at the land which they occupy from you. So they are limited. They are not even free where to use the weapon. So while the Russian they can go all the way and hit inside Ukraine, the Ukrainian they cannot go all the way and hit inside Russia because the sellers they told them you can use this weapon only inside your land, which means for defense. So Ukraine was for the first 2 years they are just in defense position. They cannot really attack inside. Anything they will use for attack, it have to be made in Ukraine. Anything they bought it from any country, France, Germany, it doesn't matter. They cannot use it inside Russia. Uh, Very, very horrible. And this is exactly, what weakness is about. But I'm expecting that Ukraine in 10 years from now will be way different Ukraine. This war will change everything, you know? Everything will change. All right. Anyone have a question for me? I know that you guys not expecting me to come back live again, but after this meeting, I decided to go. Japan have a laser, rail gun, tech. Well, I don't know. You see, about first in the world, I saw this statement. Look like everybody say it. I mean, every news, in order to make you excited to read the article, I saw this is laser gun, the first in the world. I saw it in the Israeli website about Israel. I saw it in Japan. I saw it in USA. I saw it all. They claim it's the first of its kind in the world. However, all of this is a shish kebab until the war happened. This is why the Ukrainian, there's many companies actually right now, they are signing agreement with Ukrainian because they need Ukrainian war, not technology only, which means because when you sign agreement with the Ukraine to produce drones, they can test their drones immediately, in real time. You know what I mean? Because they have war, and the Ukrainian would not mind because they need weapon. So when the German they sign an agreement with the Ukrainian company to produce something, the machine is done right away. Send it to war. Let us see what we'll do, and then they will adjust because they will like by practice they will see what is the weakness, what is the strength. So Ukraine are getting so advanced so fast because of the war, because they can put whatever they produce into test right away. And this is real war. This is not a drone is flying, because you don't know really the capability of your machine until the enemy show you what he can do. Surprise you what his ability is. If you try to shoot it yourself, you are using your own weapon. But this is not how you win the war, because you have to see it, test it with the enemy weapon. Maybe the enemy weapon is way advanced, so they can take your drone easy. So they signed with the Ukrainian for many reasons. Number one, Ukrainian have a lot of good engineered technology. Number two, because of the war, they can put any machine they produce immediately into test. Not tomorrow, not next year, maybe when war happens, it's going to be too late. All right. I saw actually that Japan, they bought, I think, Turkish drones. Who can believe such a thing to happen? Yeah, stupid Japanese. What happened to the country top-notch technology? You know, this is actually 2 days ago. Look, this is the news 2 days ago. Why in the world Japanese are buying Turkish drones? What happened to the smart engineer in Japan? How in the world that Turkey have more expert? It doesn't make sense. You know, Japan to buy drone from Turkey. That's weird, isn't it? Yeah. 100 billion yuan budget for defense drone. And where they will buy it? From Turkey. Yeah. So the Turkish, you know, Erdogan is a very sneaky, smart person. He was able to turn his country into a hub of making weapon, even though their weapon is cheap and cannot be trusted. Me myself, I have a bad experience with the Turkish weapon. I have a friend, he lost his fingers, 2 fingers, I think, maybe one or two, I forgot. He bought a Turkish gun. It looked very nice. The gun looked very nice. Uh, and he bought it for a very cheap price. I told him, "Where's this gun is made? You know, look good. You know, look good." But when I hold it, it looked like it's kind of a cheap quality. You know, like it doesn't feel like really like, you know. I have a Browning. I have many guns, 9 mm, 10.5, 7.5, Makarov. You know, all kind of guns. But when I hold a Turkish gun, it looked like a toy. You know, it doesn't sound like a real gun. So when he told me Turkey, I told him, if I am you, I will not use it. He said, why? He said, it's Turkish, you know, they will use a very cheap steel. They're cheaters. This is Turkey. He did not listen to me. He shot with it. I think the first magazine, nothing happened. After that, the gun started getting so hot when he's shooting, and then explode, and he lost his finger. Uh, yeah, but from a country who make guns can explode in your hand to a country selling to Japan, right? Imagine the Ukrainian. They don't even have a single drone when the attack happened on them. The first drone they have, it was from Turkey too. Yeah, they don't have drones. So you know what happened during this war. People notice right away. This is why you know, if you have a smart leaders, they can plan for the future, and they can see how what the war is about in the future, how it's going to be. So everybody used to traditional war, tanks, you know, soldiers, airplanes, and that's it. Nobody thought that those drones can be extremely effective. So the Turkish, they start producing those drones, and the war happened, and that made them flourish. The Ukrainian, they have no choice except to buy it, and especially they are cheap. You know, if you buy one American drones, I think you can buy maybe 50 Turkish drones. You can compare between the price. Uh, and those most of the drones, they will never come back. I mean, you send them, they will be shot, or most of them, they are like kamikaze style. They are suicide style drones. I mean, even Iran, they make drones, and Russia don't have drones. Can you believe it? Iran. And all of those, the Russian and the Iranian, they send a student to the stupid American university. They learn from the American. They come back home. The same as Pakistan. Pakistan, they have a engineer who made the nuclear bomb for them. From who? How? He went to America, studied in America, come back. He learned from the American. He did it in Pakistan. American are the one because they open their door for all any student from any country. You see, American are not smart. American are stupid. The system in America are very stupid. Countries who they are enemies should not even be given a visa. So Iran, Hezbollah, all enemies, they send student and they are paid by the government, scholarship by the government. They go study in USA in a very sensitive field, nuclear engineering, nuclear technology, IT, all kind of stuff. And they send them to the most expensive schools so they can get really the high skills. And many of them actually, they got a license to work through programs of the stupid American government, supposedly a student training program. So imagine we train the Iranian enemy, the mullahs regime. We train them how to make weapon and how to use weapon. And then they go home and they made them. Same in Turkey. Turkey actually, Erdogan, he put conditions that he want to be part of the F-35 project. He want to produce. He wanted to produce F-35 in Turkey. Use Turkish employees. So the Turkish can learn how to create and how to have, even though the technology will not be available. But you know, they will learn slowly, slowly. And here you go. Actually, Turkey now they have fighter jets. Turkey now is making fighter jets. For sure, Turkey cannot make any single fighter jet without America because still they have to buy the chips. Actually, today I saw on the news what the name of this Chinese smart like ChatGPT, what they call it? It's a Chinese program. So the Chinese, they force this software company to use a Huawei chips made in China. They could not function correctly, and actually their website and their software was down, wasn't working fine. No, 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 not WeChat, not WeChat. DeepSeek, yeah, DeepSeek, yeah. So they switch to use Chinese-made chips, and their program suffer from big failure. And now the Chinese, they are trying to get closer to Trump so they can get the chips again, because Trump, he put ban on those chips. Nvidia cannot sell any chips to China without approval. So there's level of chips what they can sell. So Trump, he wanted to control how the Chinese and what they can receive, so they can advance. Uh, Let me see if I can find it in the news. Let us see. I will try to find the news for the last week. Yeah, they are suffering from big failure. Their chips is not able to process, and it's losing connection with each other. Very bad failure. See here. If we still have Biden, the Chinese will be able to get all the chips they want, and they will be, here we go, you have to pay to read the article. Give me a break. Okay, forget it. Let us see. I mean, there's still newspapers, they think really somebody will pay to read an article. That's weird. See? They could not. They could not function with it. They tried to use the Chinese chips, it did not work. There's a huge difference between the one is made in USA and the one is made in China. And this is how the Chinese, they find out that they are not capable right now, until now, to compete with USA. And Trump is trying to be sure that they will stay this way, you know? But that will be maybe temporarily. You never know. Maybe the Chinese will be able to manufacture the chips in the future. Maybe in a year, 2 years, we don't know. Because the Chinese are very good in copy, cat business.